We're at the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California for the IBF Middleweight Championship. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy watching Bernard Hopkins in gold, the champion, against Glen Johnson. We've given every round to the champion Hopkins, but two well-conditioned boxers. Johnson has taken a lot of punishment and is still standing there, trying to turn this fight around somehow, but Hopkins has not let up on his pace. He has been forcing the issue right from the opening bell.
Last round, though, Tim, was the first time that Hopkins showed signs of being a little weary, because again now he's fighting with his mouth wide open.
Backing up into a defensive position rather than forcing the issue. So let's see what happens here. Now we're into the seventh. Whether Johnson, who is obviously also in great shape, can somehow turn this around. He takes a right hand. That got his attention. Hopkins. Johnson missing, and Hopkins, sensing he hurt Johnson, comes back with an inside combination.
Nice short punches on the inside by Hopkins.
He's resting a little bit more flat-footed here in the seventh. And Johnson step it up somehow. As Johnson elects to clinch.
There you go, that's good.
Again, Hopkins changing his style here. He's definitely resting some, flat-footed, letting Johnson come to him and looking to counter. This is completely different than what he's done through the first 6 rounds. And as you point out, Gil, it may be that he is finally starting to be a little weary after the pace he's set.
Don't reach. Come on. Yep, Glen, come on now. Make it work.
Johnson jumping in with a right hand has grazed the chin of Hopkins. No damage. Another minute to go in the 7th.
And Johnson now, his right eye is starting to close, Tim.
A little swelling around that right eye. And a low blow there. The referee didn't see it, but it was definitely a low blow. And you can see even Johnson knows he didn't mean to land it there, but he did. And so there'll be a time given here to Hopkins. He can have up to 5 minutes if he chooses to take it. Pat Russell, even though he didn't see the low blow, has acknowledged that it was one.
And Johnson tried to apologize to Hopkins while he was on the floor, tapped him on the back.
So Hopkins taking the time to get himself back together, and now he tells Pat Russell that he can go. There's the low blow. You can see Johnson was just, his head was down. He had no idea where that punch was going. It was on the target below the belt.
And you have to give Hopkins credit. He could have taken a lot more time. Just got hit with a right hand, Hopkins did.
Now that got Hopkins back alive as he forces the issue again. And Johnson does the grabbing once more. He's just been unable to get any kind of consistent offense going. They keep Hopkins off him. Just can't do it. So that's the end of round number 7. In the corner of the champion, Hopkins.
Take a deep breath. Take another one and listen. Okay, you're doing good. Listen to the coach. All right. I want to see you look a little more. One thing you haven't given me yet. That's the hook from the outside. I want to see the hook from the outside, right?
Louis Fisher is trainer, giving the champion instructions, and a reminder that after the fight, check out CBS Sportsline for a round-by-round wrap-up and exclusive post-fight analysis. And Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, join in a chat session with our very own Gil Clancy. That plus breaking news, scores, and highlights at cbs.sportsline.com. The wired world comes to boxing. There's that low blow again. You can see Johnson's head was down. He was just firing a punch. Had no idea where it was going.
That was the worst kind of low blow, Tim, because it lifted up the cup, came from under the cup. Those are the kind that really hurt you.
Hopkins only took about a minute and a half and told the referee he was ready to go forward again. We're into the 8th. Hard-fought fight. It's been forced by the champion Hopkins the entire way, and we have yet to give a round to the challenger, Glen Johnson.
Hopkins has shown me just about everything in this fight, Tim. Quick hands, good balance, takes a good punch, and a lot of confidence.
Here's a guy who came from a difficult background in Philadelphia and has turned himself into a world champion in peak condition. Terrific skills.
Tim, again, Hopkins leading with that right hand, exposed himself, left himself wide open.
Now Hopkins got a little breather in that 7th round, and now he's back to the pace he set in the early rounds. This is scheduled for 12, and Hopkins continues that pace, backing up Johnson. Johnson hiding behind those gloves, which he does effectively.
Got hurt with that left hook to the ribs, Tim.
Yes, he did. You could see him wince. He got off the ropes to get out of there.
Another one, another left hook to the ribs.
But Johnson just not throwing enough punches. Backing up now, he tries to dig to the body.
Step around! Step around!
Hopkins keeps him pinned on the ropes.
Step around!
Have to give Johnson credit, Tim. He's throwing a normal amount of punches for a middleweight, but Hopkins is just unbelievable with the pace he sets.
Little blood from the mouth of Glen Johnson.
That's it. You got to put it out there, Glen. That's it. Put it out there. Watch where you're looking.
Counter right hand scored by the champion Hopkins as Johnson left himself open, lunging in. Johnson simply doesn't have the weapons and has not been able to use what he has to any real effect here against Hopkins so far.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Don't hit him. That's good. Now
Right
go.
down, Glen. You're in shape. Come on. Right behind. Hey, Glen.
He goes in. Let him go. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop punching. Stop punching. Break. Let's go wrestle, man. Let's go
8th
wrestle.
round scheduled for 12. IBF middleweight championship at stake.
And Tim Johnson now is starting to look weary and battered. Both. Look at that jab of Hopkins, Tim. Snappy jab. There's another one.
Great concentration, too, his eye on the target at all times.
There you go.
Well, as I had mentioned, I think Hopkins is the best middleweight in the world, and he's reproving it to me today.
Good combination by Hopkins.
Stop punching. Break. Pay attention to the bell now. Break. Let's go.
Championship boxing here on the CBS Sports Show from the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy watching this IBF middleweight battle.
Let's go.
And the champion, Bernard Hopkins, an impressive display through weight. We've given him every round against a very game and well-conditioned challenger, Glen Johnson from Miami. Champion in gold. If you join us along the way.
Well, Johnson said before how he was going to win. I have to hit him more than he hits me. But that hasn't been the case. Not in any round.
Hopkins has just not let him do it. He has been forcing right from the outset. Throwing every punch in the book and throwing them with effect. Two superbly conditioned athletes.
Let's go. Right there.
Both of you step out. Just step out. Don't punch. Break. Now go.
Now, Hopkins again backing up Johnson, and Johnson goes into that peekaboo defense, and he does pick off a lot of punches, but meanwhile he's not throwing enough back.
Picking off a lot with his body and his head too, though, Tim.
Yes, that's true, but not as many with his head. And there's that uppercut finding its way between the gloves of Johnson, and Hopkins drives him back. What shape Johnson is in. He keeps his balance, his good legs under him.
And Tim, he's still firing. Not often, but he's firing. He's tired now, though, Johnson, as we had mentioned. He looks battered and weary.
Gotta show me something, Glenn. Gotta show me something.
Hopkins had the one breather in the 7th round. Kind of stood flat-footed a bit. Got a little bit of a rest, and it was in the same round that he took the low blow from Johnson, the unintentional low blow.
Tim, the referee had better start looking at Johnson now. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be too game in a fight.
Gotta show me something, son.
Under a minute to go in the 9th. Johnson
Let those
throwing
hands
the
go.
right hand
Stop
over
punching.
the top just to
Step
the
out.
shoulder, but he's definitely weary now. He actually rested his head on Hopkins' shoulder.
And bleeding from the mouth.
All right, I got
I'm surprised that's the only place he's bleeding from with all of the punches he's taking.
Let's go. Now put him together.